Welcome to the Tuesday, June 17th, 2014 Board of Peoria Heights Trustees meeting. Meeting is now called to order. Would you please rise and join us in the pledge of the flag? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Our village clerk could not be here tonight, so I need a motion to appoint Administrator Fick to handle the minutes tonight, please.
I move to appoint Administrator Fick to handle the minutes.
Motion from Trustee Reichert.
Second.
Second from Trustee Fuller. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, please say no. Thank you. Amazingly enough, the ayes have it. Administrator Fick, would you please call roll?
Absolutely. Trustee Harn?
Present.
Trustee Carter? Trustee Fuller?
Present.
Trustee Reichert?
Present.
Trustee Gett? Trustee Cumming?
Present.
Thank you very much. Our first order of business tonight is the approval of the Board of Trustees minutes for our June 3rd meeting. Are there any changes that need to be made to the minutes as submitted?
I move that we approve the minutes as submitted.
I have a motion from Trustee Cumming,
Second.
second from Trustee Reichert. All those in favor of approving the Board of Trustees minutes for the June 3rd, 2014 meeting as submitted, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, please say no. Thank you. The ayes have it. The board has approved the minutes for the June 3rd meeting as submitted. Any correspondence that you're aware of, Mr. Administrator? Yes, please.
No, Mr. Mayor.
Okay, thank you. No announcements that come to mind right now, so we'll go right to trustee reports, and that will begin with Trustee Fuller and the ambulance service.
Thank you, Mayor Allen. I have the May 2014 monthly review. For the month of May, we had 82 total calls, 66 of which were medical calls, and we had 16 fire calls. So that's busy month of May.
Okay. Thank you very much. Any questions at all for Trustee Fuller?
Well, actually, you know what? I'd add something to that. We also participated in the Summer Camp Music Festival. We had our rig on standby, I believe, down there for a little bit.
Oh, I thought maybe they had a band and they were playing there.
Yeah, we were the center.
The EMTs.
Yeah,
The
exactly.
flaming Band-Aids, right?
Yeah, there you go. Something like that.
All right. Well, thank you very much. Any questions at all for Trustee Fuller? Okay. Thank you again. We'll go to Public Works with Trustee Harn.
Thank you, Mayor Allen. I have nothing.
Okay. Thank you. We will move to Administration Personnel with Trustee Reichert.
Thank you, Mayor. I have nothing.
Okay. Thank you. Mr. Administrator, any important news regarding economic development or village improvements that you're aware of?
None that I'm aware of, Mr. Mayor.
Okay, well, thank you. We'll go to the Police Department with Trustee Cumming.
Thank you, Mayor Allen. Just like to announce that our next Neighborhood Watch meeting will be Monday, June 30th, right up here at Village Hall, 6:30. Please come up and visit Deputy Chief Ahart and myself. Let us know what's going on in your neighborhood. If you have any police or code enforcement concerns, and we'll get those checked out for you. I would also like to announce that the crossing signal for the hiking biking trail on Glen up by the library is now live. So motorists, please beware as you travel that section of Glen, and make sure that you're stopping at a solid red light for anyone in the intersection. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Any questions at all for Trustee Cumming? All right, thank you again. Building maintenance. Mr. Administrator, any word about building maintenance out there?
Nothing this evening, Mr. Mayor.
Okay, thank you. And we'll close out with the fire department. Mr. Administrator, anything that you know of?
Nothing on that as well.
Trustee Reichert, any news? I know we got the new
They got their new truck.
truck.
Looks
Whoa.
nice.
Yeah, it's right out there.
All right. Thank you to everybody. Dawn, you got here just in time for comments from the audience. It is too hot. So if there are any comments from the audience, please come on up to the village lectern and give us your name and address.
Perfect timing.
Really, you got here just in time. Have at it.
I was waiting on something.
Oh,
No.
My name is Bert Raby, and I live at 1426 East Glen. And my comment is a question, because recently I just had got my Comcast bill, and I called them, and it went up just to $66 a month. And all we use is the internet, so we don't have any TV thing or like that. So my question is that because the internet is becoming more and more essential, in people's lives, and Comcast has like an exclusive contract with Peoria Heights, I think, and I just don't know, I'm fine. I think it's a little bit expensive for just internet, and I know you can go to the library, you can go to a coffee shop, but as I say, it's becoming more and more essential in people, and to do things, even online courses and buying tickets, transportation tickets, and things like that. And my question is, does this seem like a monopoly, or like if somebody is on a pretty tight budget, trying to take online courses or trying to register for health care or trying to do all these things, it seems like 66 a month is a little bit, it could be cut into their budget, and I know that there's not much you can do. I'm just mentioning that.
Yeah, our administrator has got some information for you, hopefully it'll help out.
We do have a franchise agreement with Comcast, and so they pay us a certain amount of money every year, but that's not an exclusive. Other providers can come into the community, and I think the state or maybe federal law that you have to pay a telecommunications tax now. So we can't do the franchise agreement with another service provider, but they would pay the telecommunication tax, and the village would receive that. So I know ITV3 is in the area, but I don't think they've actually can't provide the service yet. And I don't know if anybody has anything besides Comcast here locally, but I think they have the ability to. Maybe the demand isn't there enough to justify the investment, but I guess that's a way of saying we haven't exclusively locked in with Comcast by choice. That just might be a function of lack of demand, or not a big enough audience for the smaller ones to come in and build their infrastructure to provide it. But I think it's coming. I know ITV3 is running fiber all the time. I think they're running fiber down Glen to the school here as we speak, right? And they've made some other, and I think Bart knows a little bit about maybe the Stratus and things like that. So there's other providers in the area, but I don't think residentially they're providing service yet, are they?
I do not believe so, and my thought was, I wonder if MTCO is available in the Heights or not.
Not last time I checked, but Jen might be able to.
I think you can get AT&T, can't you?
Yeah.
I
No.
mean, they have cable, they have internet.
We had AT&T where we lived in Peoria. I moved here about 3 years ago, and they can't come here. They don't service here. Right? I'm not saying they can't. They said they don't service Peoria Heights. They said,
Yeah, I spoke to a gentleman from ITV3 about 2 years ago, and at that time, he said that Peoria Heights was not on their immediate plans at all. They said that, what's that? Yeah, I think they said they said several years out before they would come into Peoria Heights they thought, like you said, was that they weren't sure the demand was here for them to go through the money. And it was an ungodly sum of money that they had to come up with to, get every house wired up. So they're not going to do that until they have, I guess, enough feeling that there's going to be a profit to be made. So the shorter answer is, yeah, we'd be more than happy to welcome others in and all that. But the cost is so high, I think it'll be difficult to get somebody else in here in the immediate future.
I didn't know I don't know if other communities have provided broadband to the community. I don't know how that works or how I've heard of it. I'm just coming here after getting a bill and talking
Yeah.
to Comcast.
Yeah, and I know Peoria was talking about that several years ago. They were talking about trying to get broadband involved, but it just kind of like died on the vine, I think.
Yeah, I think Google wanted to, wire Peoria as pretty much like
Oh,
a central
I
Illinois
remember
hotspot.
that. Yeah.
But
Yeah,
I
that
think it
didn't
just
work.
kind of petered out for whatever
Yeah.
reason. And I think we were going to try and sister on to Peoria because obviously, really, we couldn't do it by ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
We would have to be part of the Peoria plan. So, but last I heard, it kind of died out. But I mean, we check it out, check
Mm-hmm.
with Peoria and see if they're doing anything broadband-wise or whatever. And if you want to leave your, name and phone number after you leave, we can contact you if we get any information.
Thank you.
Okay, yeah, thanks for coming by. Thanks, Bert. Dawn? Any thoughts? No. Okay, all right. Cable bill's too high. Yeah, cable bill's too high, yes it is.
It is. Yes, it is. It's always too low.
What was that? There was that guy who ran for some kind of position in New York, and he was on the rent is too damn high party or something like that. So, Bert, we'll have to get you to run on the cable bill is too damn high party.
Well, the thing that I told them was that we don't, they said, well, you can add these channels, and I said, we just want internet. We
Yeah.
don't want- I only watch channel 47, that's it, I don't want all these other things, and that seemed like it seemed like it was high. What I thought about was how everything, now, if you want to go on Peoria Charter Coach, they want you to buy your ticket online. And everything seems to be, online. So for somebody whose budget is tight, that seems like it's,
Yeah, it is. You're right, absolutely right. It's like when the telephone became essential, there was a monopoly on that for a time, and you had no control over the pricing.
well, there's controls,
There's controls even back then, but you know what I mean. Sometimes it's not too hard to get a raise in rates if you have the right people in the Senate and all that. So that's how all that stuff went on, but that's ancient history. But yeah, I agree with you. It is a monopoly to a degree, and we have little or no control over the pricing of it, and it seems too high. You would hope the cost would go down, but we'll check into it, see if we can find out anything, if there's anything on the horizon that might help us out a bit. Okay? Yeah. All right, we'll move now to new business because we have no old business tonight. So we'll start out with a contribution to the Heartland Water Resource Council, and that will be presented by Trustee Harn.
Thank you, Mayor Allen. I make a motion, we approve a $1,000 donation to the Heartland Water Resources Council.
Okay, we have a motion from Trustee Harn,
Second.
second from Trustee Cumming. Are there any questions or comments from the board before the board votes? Okay, once again, this is a board approval for the $1,000 donation to the Heartland Water Resources Council, who, as far as we know, continues to try and improve the Illinois River Valley mostly through the U.S. Congress, I believe, I hope. So, Mr. Administrator, are there any questions or comments before the board votes?
We got a grant through them one time. It was something for the water. I can't think of what it was right this second, but I mean, it more than paid for all the donations that we've ever given. And
Okay.
it kind of gives us a little bit of a say in what happens. Not that a lot really seems to happen that we're in control of, but
Right. It's better to be part of the process than to be outside of it. And,
I think so.
yeah. Okay. Any other questions or comments from the board? Okay, once again, this is for board approval of a $1,000 donation to the Heartland Water Resources Council of Central Illinois, as outlined by Trustee Harn. Mr. Administrator, would you please call roll?
Trustee Harn,
Aye.
Trustee Fuller,
Aye.
Trustee Reichert,
Aye.
Trustee Cumming.
Aye.
Okay, thank you. By a vote of 4-0, the board has approved the donation to the Heartland Water Resources Council of Central Illinois. Next order of new business tonight is ordinance 2014-1408, and that will be presented by Trustee Reichert.
Thank you, Mayor. Ordinance 2014-1408 says that the village will pay no less than the general prevailing hourly rate for work performed in the village of Peoria Heights, paid to all laborers, workers, and mechanics employed by or on behalf of the village. So I would make a motion that we approve ordinance 2014-1408.
We have a motion from trustee Reichert,
Second.
second from trustee Harn. Are there any questions or comments from the board before the board votes? Okay, once again, this is for board approval of the prevailing wage ordinance 2014-1408 as outlined by trustee Reichert. Mr. Administrator, would you please call roll?
Trustee Harn?
Aye.
Trustee Fuller?
Aye.
Trustee Reichert?
Aye.
Trustee Cumming?
Aye.
Okay, thank you. By a vote of 4-0, the board has approved ordinance 2014-1408, the prevailing wage ordinance. We have a couple vacancies that we're hoping to fill tonight for the Planning Commission. I want to thank Administrator Fick for helping to locate these two very well-qualified individuals who are willing to volunteer for the Planning Commission. And first up is appointment of Mr. Dan Maloof. And I think a lot of people probably already know who he is and what he's involved with. And he lives at 442 North Miller Road. He's a third-generation Illinoisan, born and raised in Peoria. He's involved with Maloof Commercial Real Estate Company and has a very solid background in everything I think that the village would like to have in a Planning Commission member. And we appreciate Dan stepping up to volunteer for this. And need a motion from the board for approval of naming Mr. Dan Maloof to the Planning Commission.
So moved.
Have a motion from trustee Cumming,
Second.
second from trustee Fuller. Any questions or comments from the board before the board votes? Okay, once again, this is for board approval of naming Dan Maloof to the Peoria Heights Planning Commission. Mr. Administrator, would you please call roll?
Trustee Harn?
Aye.
Trustee Fuller?
Aye.
Trustee Reichert?
Aye.
Trustee Cumming?
Aye.
Okay, thank you. By a vote of 4-0, the board has approved the appointment of Mr. Daniel Maloof to the Planning Commission. And we have another gentleman who will be a terrific fit for the Planning Commission as well. His name is Todd Edwards. He's lived in the Heights for 14 years. He's an IBEW 34 electrician, 19 years as an electrician, and he runs his own business, Edwards Electric, has done work for the village in the past, and very well-rounded, well-regarded young man in the community, and we appreciate his volunteering for this important appointment. And I would like the board to please make a motion for the approval of Todd Edwards to be appointed to the Planning Commission.
I move to approve Todd Edwards for the plan.
I have a motion from trustee Reichert,
Second.
second from trustee Harn. Any questions or comments from the board before the board votes? Okay, once again, this is for board approval of the appointment of Todd Edwards to the Planning Commission. Mr. Administrator, would you please call roll?
Trustee Harn?
Aye.
Trustee Fuller?
Aye.
Trustee Reichert?
Aye.
Trustee Cumming?
Aye.
Okay, thank you. By a vote of 4-0, the board has approved the appointment of Todd Edwards to the Planning Commission. Next up will be the reading of the Treasurer's Report. Mr. Administrator, would you please do the honors?
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. This is the Treasurer's Report for the month of May, as submitted by Cliff Brumbaugh, Village Treasurer. In the village accounts, the general fund account $498,832.01. The motor fuel account $232,016.09. Police drug savings $553.81, and tax increment finance $20,578.21. And the health care flex account $498.02 for a grand total of $752,472.14. On the waterworks side, the waterworks currently has a balance of $639,413.05. Service deposits $85,633.11 for a grand total in the waterworks accounts $725,046.16.
Okay, thank you. Any questions or comments from the board regarding the Treasurer's Report? All right, we will accept it as read and submitted. The next departmental committee meeting will be held Wednesday, June 25th at 6:30 PM. Next Board of Trustees meeting will be held Tuesday, July 1st at 6:30 PM. Is there any other business to come before the board this evening?
I move that we adjourn.
Have a motion from trustee Cumming,
Second?
second from trustee Fuller. All those in favor of adjourning the meeting at this time, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, please say no. Thank you, the ayes have it. Meeting is now adjourned, and we thank everyone for attending.